It is a movie. You can move, you know.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's
really?
a movie.
Yeah, we're in the park. We're faithful park goers. We like the park. We enjoy the water and the view. Oh, I love the beautiful trees that shades me from the sun. It's like a home away from the hood.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good. You like it here.
We need more of this.
We need more of this.
Yeah, I'm Virgil Wilson. Live here in Brooklyn on East 17th Street. I've been in Brooklyn since '71. Been part of Prospect Park since 1971. Raised my kids here. Grandkids, raised them here, 12 of them. Brought them over here bike riding, boat riding. Just about done it all. You meet the most friendliest people in the world here in Prospect. Brooklyn is the joint, as the kids might say.
You know, Brooklyn is the world. Brooklyn is one of the all-time great cities, and always has been. Since it started, it was the place of immigrants. It was the place where our great strength was in the democracy of these amazing numbers of people from other countries coming together and living here and learning about the United States by living here. And Olmsted saw that when he designed this park in the 1860s, because that's where your dad could take you into that park and would see that that was his estate. And he could be proud of it and proud with you, and you could have a fabulous time.
Came to Brooklyn in 1971. I left Harlem after firing my apartment, brought my family here to Brooklyn. One day coming up out of the subway there by the Brooklyn Museum, I ventured over here to the park, and this is the first thing I saw. And I fell in love with it, and I've been here at least one day of every week since 1971. But it's the greatest park in the world. There's no other place like it. Nowhere.
I think this is a very intimate park. We are so lucky in Brooklyn not to be surrounded by tall buildings. We don't even know unless that we have buildings on the exterior. There's very few places that we even know we're in a city.
To imagine that Olmsted and without knowing where our planet would be 150 years later, have created this incredible man-made place where this water, this beautiful setting that we're in right now, and then there, and we're just sitting here, but I'm ready to get going.
Yeah.
When I started in 1980, the park was in pretty bad shape, and I was hired as the park administrator for the city of New York. And it was a great and exciting challenge because, as people know who were around in the 70s and 80s, Prospect Park had nowhere to go but up. People were actually afraid to come to this park. Although it's a beautiful landscape, it had been unmaintained for many years. It was scary. There was graffiti and garbage everywhere.
Probably the most significant restoration project that we've completed to this day is the reconstruction of our watercourse from the upper falls in the Fallkill down to the lake. It was a massive restoration effort, took many years to do. So this is the beginning of our water course. It's the upper falls and the Fallkill. From this point, the water spills over and falls about 75 feet and eventually spills out into the Binnant pool and then the low water, which is what you would see, I guess, would be the boathouse as your reference point.
One reason I really love the park is that it's not about flowers, it's not about individual plants. It isn't a garden, it's a landscape, and it's a very dynamic landscape. And when you come to the park, it's like coming on a journey. And I think that the park was designed so that you would feel pulled through the spaces of the park. And part of that pull is to pull you into the wilder areas, the woodlands, and really be able to experience nature. And I think that's what the designers were trying to provide for city people. And I feel like it's such an important park for people who live in the city because they get to have that experience of nature. And I feel like that experience of nature is really healing for people.
This is a typical Olmsted and Vox kind of creation experience. You're on the path, you're in the ravine, or the upper pools, and when you're standing at this point, you look across the water. When you look across the water, what you do is you see the lower fall in the Fallkill, and then you see the rustic bridge above it. You see that across the water, but if you look at the path goes left. It doesn't go toward the waterfall, it actually goes away from the waterfall. And then what happens is as you're walking, you wind your way back to the waterfall. And that's very typical of our landscape here that they created. You see something and then you veer away and somehow you wind your way to it. You come upon it from a point of view where they wanted you to come upon it.
Prospect Park is a wonderful, huge backyard where all of the visitors can come and look at dragonflies and butterflies and chipmunks and just come and enjoy a natural experience in a safe environment and explore using our staff or doing it on their own. You can have different types of experiences while enjoying this beautiful place.
This park is like home for me. It's beautiful. It takes burden off of my mind when I come here. Stretch, walk, meet people, talk to them, see the birds, chipmunks, squirrels. We're all blessed to live around this park.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and my home was on the edge of the town. And behind my home were old farmers' fields, and there were remnants of woodlands. And so for me, this landscape is a really nostalgic landscape, and I think it is for a lot of people. And when I go home now, I have shopping centers behind me, and I have tract housing, and so that landscape of my childhood has disappeared. But paradoxically, here in the middle of the busiest city in the country, we have that landscape. And I get to come into that landscape every day and experience it. And every time I experience it, it's different.